bullets tearing through metal. This is where GTA 6's real story begins. Jason and Lucia, sitting on a bullet-riddled car like it's nothing unusual at all. It's the first thing fans noticed in the reveal artwork, and it's not a random detail thrown in force style. This is exactly what that detail points to: a real car, riddled with real bullets, found abandoned by the roadside 90 years ago in America. Texas, 1930. The Great Depression has completely gutted the country. Jobs are disappearing, and banks are failing one after another across every state. In West Dallas, a 19-year-old waitress named Bonnie Parker is working a job just like the one you're seeing right now, barely making ends meet in one of the hardest periods in American history. She meets a young man named Clyde Barrow, already arrested multiple times before, and she later smuggles him a gun into a jail just like this to help him escape. In 1933, hiding out in Joplin, Missouri, police suddenly raid their hideout. They escape, but leave behind undeveloped rolls of film. When developed, the photos reveal Bonnie pointing a shotgun at Clyde, laughing, and this, Bonnie, smoking a cigar, posing like a movie star, completely unbothered by everything closing in around her. These photos turn to violent criminals into folk heroes almost overnight. Unwanted posters like this one appear across 4 separate states. This is Clyde's actual mugshot, taken after an earlier arrest, long before any of the crimes that made him infamous began. Henry Methvin is just one of several men who drift into the gang over the following 2 years, each one adding new risk and new heat from law enforcement. Raymond Hamilton joins too. Another name, another face, another person willing to risk everything for very little reward. Clyde's own brother Buck eventually joins, bringing his wife Blanche along, pulling his entire family directly into the same dangerous spiral. Banks like this one become regular targets, though most had far less cash than the legend suggests. Clyde prefers the Ford V8 specifically, fast enough to outrun almost anything law enforcement has on these rural roads, and the police chasing him in cars like this one often find themselves completely outpaced, falling further behind with every mile. But not everyone hunting them works this way. Frank Hammer, a retired Texas Ranger, studies their habits instead of chasing blindly. He builds this 6-man posse, men he personally trusts, brought back out of retirement for one single purpose: to finally end this. Together they study the roads, the routines, the patterns. Walking the same ground, Bonnie and Clyde already know better than anyone hunting them. They walk the same roads Bonnie and Clyde use, learning every turn, every shortcut, every escape route before the trap is ever set. They study the patterns for months. On May 23, 1934, everything Hammer has studied leads to this exact stretch of quiet Louisiana highway near Gippsland. His men take position in dense roadside bushes before dawn, completely hidden, waiting in total silence. The moment the car appears and slows, the posse opens fire without warning. Around 130 rounds fired into the vehicle in seconds. No warning, no chance to surrender. This is the actual car exactly as it was found, sitting where it came to rest, completely destroyed by the ambush. The same Ford V8 that carried Bonnie and Clyde through 2 years of running, through every close call and near miss, now sitting completely silent in a Louisiana roadside ditch. It came to rest right here, ending 2 years of running in seconds on a quiet May morning. This is what the end looks like when there is nowhere left to run and no road left to take. Now look at this. Jason and Lucia, sitting on a bullet-riddled car, completely devoted to each other, in a world that will never let them keep what they have together. Here they are again on a beach in Vice City, still together, still running, still choosing each other above everything else closing in around them. To people who found each other and refused to let go regardless of the cost. The real Bonnie was 23 when it ended. Clyde was 25. If Rockstar follows the history this closely, Jason and Lucia's story isn't likely to end well either. But that is exactly what makes GTA 6 impossible to look away from. Subscribe to GTA 6 Vice City Insider. November 19th, 2026. We will be ready. Will you?